This is Pamela Smythe from the University of Waterloo. I'm one of the hosts of Beyond the Bulletin, the podcast of internal communications at the university. We bring you news and views from the U Waterloo community. Please spread the word that we're on SoundCloud.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And now the interview from episode 160 of Beyond the Bulletin, originally broadcast on September 15th, 2023. While there are many mental health supports for students, our next guest found that a lot of students either weren't aware of them or didn't know they could use them. Rastin Rassoli, a third-year student studying computer science and psychology, created Smile while doing research for his Velocity startup. Students for Mental Health and Inner Life Enrichment is not a service, but an official WUSA club that, in consultation with Campus Wellness, seeks to raise awareness among students and connect them with resources that can help them through trying times. Rastin, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Pamela. Thank you for having me.
You've described Smile as a mental health club for students. What's the goal or mandate?
So our vision at Smile is to create a community that fosters mental health awareness, promotes wellness, and connects students to all of these services and mental health resources available to them. So we realize that there is a significant gap between students and all of these services, well-being, mental health resources available to them. They do not know about them, or sometimes they know about it, but they don't know when they should use it. So, for example, when I was talking with my friend, they thought that these resources are only for people who have, chronic mental health conditions.
Right.
So it was really something strange for me that, wow, people don't know about it. Students don't know about it, these resources. So we started Smile.
Like they thought maybe you had to have like severe depression and not an exam anxiety that you need to just talk to somebody about it.
Exactly.
Oh.
So they thought that they should, have depression to, seek out these resources. But actually, most of these wellness resources are for when you're not just feeling very well. They do not only just focus on, depression or serious mental health conditions. You can just use them when you have an exam, you want to prepare for a job interview. So yes, they can seek out all of these resources when they're just not feeling well.
How much do you think stigma about seeking help for a mental health issue, whether it's short-term or long-term, impacts their ability to follow through or to look into them?
I actually think the reason that many students think that they should seek out these resources when they face serious mental health conditions, goes back to stigma, because they think that, I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I don't have to seek out these resources. I'm okay. Everything is okay. The stigma gives you some labels, and students are afraid of labels, and they don't want to get these labels, so they don't want to seek out these resources. And I think one of the reasons that actually students sometimes seek all of these resources on services are for people who are suffering from serious mental health challenges is because of stigma.
Now, why do you think a club is the best way to address this?
Students want to hear other students are seeking out these resources. They are happy with it. They've used these resources. They have experience with it, and they're happy with it. They have helped them, support them in their journey, in their well-being, and student journey. So they want to hear all of these experiences from other peers and from other students, rather than, for example, the professor. Or we usually mention all of these resources at the end of the project documents or assignment documents. So, it's much better to hear it from another peer, from your friend. And to be honest, still, some of them hadn't heard of it. It was shocking for me as well that, for example, they didn't know about MAIDS. Because, MAIDS, one of the, most famous resources, for example, IDW, and still when my friends, especially, in the first year, many students don't know about them.
Right.
And so I think there are multiple challenges here. They sometimes don't know about them. Sometimes the challenge is the channel that these resources are distributed, or, for example, the one that we mentioned, bottom of the assignment. So sometimes they know about them, but again, they don't know when to use it.
Right.
The representation is not good, or they don't know how to use it.
And MATES is a mentor. It stands for Mentor Assistance Through Education and Support. It's a one-to-one peer support program.
Yes, it's an amazing resource.
How did the idea come to you to do this?
Wow. Okay. So 6 months ago, this story started. I was working at my mental health startup, Colorful Zone. We were working on this application called Joey, a stress management tool that students can use to deal with different, life challenges, mental health challenges. It's a psychoeducational app. Because it was focused on youth, I talked with lots of students. University students, college students. And during these, for example, interviews, I realized that, wow, lots of my friends, lots of students don't know about all of these, services available to them. Or, for example, they don't know when they should seek out. And this was a challenge that I realized, okay, we have to come up with a solution with it. So I discussed it with my friend, Panise, and I discussed it and shared this challenge with my team at Colorful Zone. So we started thinking about it, and eventually the idea of Smile came up, and we thought, yeah, we should come up with some sort of community that talks about mental health, that promotes mental health. And it's not very just serious. It's fun. It's, it gets the awareness, it gets the attention, and people want to see the posts on social media. They're interested into just joining the club, they want to just hop on and either as a volunteer, as a member, help other students. So it's just fun community that brings some smiles to their faces.
It sounds great. What does it look like? Like if somebody were to join the Smile Club, like what would they see? What would they do?
So they can simply go on to our website and they can join us and they can share their email with us, and then we'll start sending some emails to them. Are happening right now. We're planning for so many things, so many fun events, so many cool stuff are happening right now.
Oh,
and
good.
we're so excited for it. So it's smileclubs.ca.
Smile Club singular or plural?
Smileclubs.ca. So SMILECLUBS.ca.
Got it. So to be clear, it's not counseling.
No, it's not.
But you are working in consultation with Campus Wellness. How is that going?
Yeah. So when we shared our idea with WUSA that we want to establish this club, they were a bit concerned because, for example, Panise and we didn't have, any professional experience. We're still students, and we didn't have, professional background in psychology or therapy. But we gave them full assurance that this is not a therapy or counseling resource. We technically do not want to add another resource to all of the tons of resources available to students. We just want to make a positive community that, is full of smiles, is energetic, and just connects students to these services and resources available. So after a few negotiations, they realized that what our vision is, and they were more relieved. But still, they said that you should have some contacts with, Wellness Center. So we contacted Campus Wellness, and we shared our idea, we shared our vision, and actually they were really interested in it, and they really supported us. We were really happy, and they supported us in our journey to establish this club. They just check our content to be sure that there is no concern. Then we established the club, and for the fall term, right now we're here.
What stage are you at now?
So right now, we are planning for lots of cool events and things. So we launched our social media, but our first post reached 9,000 accounts, and we received 10,000 views in less than a few days. So right now we're planning for lots of events. On 28th, we'll have our orientation. On 25th, we're going to have a very cute booth in which we're going to sell very cute and fun mental health products, such as mental health magazines, psychoeducational, papers and stickers. So it's going to be cool. Still, the location is not finalized yet.
No, but this is on September 25th?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know if it'll be successful? Because as we've discussed, there are a lot of mental health resources for students on campus, and they are listed in a variety of places. And if students don't know about them from that, how do you know if you're going to be successful?
I think our main advantage is that we are a student-led community. So it's going to be the reason that we started Smile was because we wanted it to be a student-led, a community, a student-to-student help and support. So it's the main reason that I think we can become successful, even without that much trying. We receive all of these attention from all of our friends at the university. So and we don't want to be a serious mental health resource again, like counseling or therapy. We want to be more focused on psychoeducation. So technically, we have more resources that could get the attention. This is a community. This is about, positive thinking. This is about well-being. This is about wellness. And this is for support. Whenever they feel blue, they don't feel that well, they can just come talk to us and we can try to connect them to the resources that they want. We can mention and promote all of these services available to them. So I think using all of these and the mental health resources that we have that are really cool and really fun, I think we can be successful if we just have the passion for it.
What are some of these fun resources? I'm curious.
So, for example, we have a paper, a mental health paper that is really cool and fun. We're going to sell it on our booth, for example. We have lots of stickers, lots of dashboards, Notion templates. We have lots of cute things that just add some sort of a sprinkle of fun to your life, to your day. And besides all of these resources that we have, for example, as I said, magazines, stickers, posters, and stuff, we have very fun events that we're working on. We have an amazing team. I love our team. It's amazing. And we're working on different events to our main goal is to add some sort of, add happiness, add some sort of fun to students' lives. And I think, these are all the resources that we're gathering. We're trying to connect with different mental health startups at Waterloo or at different, places to see if they're interested to help us. They can just help us come up with different cool mental health products, and then we can sell it in our booth, or it's called Smiley Booth. It's the one that I told you on 25th. If everything went well, we can have more regular booths around the campus to just have fun.
How does this play into your startup at Velocity?
First of all, it helps me to understand the challenge, because technically with Joey, we're trying to address anxiety. And we're trying to add a resource for psychoeducation. So we're combining psychoeducation and gaming together, and we've come up with Joey, this application that is for stress management. And the more I connect with students, the more I can hear their backgrounds, and their challenges they're facing. So it can help me to just refine Joey and, add the features that we need, and come up with a better product.
And you're a third-year student.
Right.
How do you manage it all?
Well, there are lots of things going on. Definitely in my day. But the thing is that, for example, when I'm working on the application Joey, or when I'm working at Smile, it fuels my energy. It doesn't drain my energy. It's fun for me. It's not just work. I'm not working. For example, at Smile, when we're having meetings, it's fun. It's really fun. We have an amazing team, and each time we gather around, it's like, again, having fun. So it's stress relieving. I see it as some sort of fun, and I'm doing what I love.
Well, it looks like you've really hit on something, because there's the World Happiness Report. Every year we all read about what's the happiest country in the world.
Yeah.
it seems to me things that I read suggest that the key to happiness is connection.
Yes, support and connection. Exactly, you're right. So when we were working on Colorful Zone, at first, the main idea technically was sustainable happiness. We wanted to help people and help students reach sustainable happiness. And so we, read a lot of resources to learn how we can reach sustainable happiness. And we know that by learning, by psychoeducation, by receiving support, the support that we need, we could get there eventually. So technically it's a journey. And in that journey, we need to be with other people. We need to receive the support that we need, because it's very difficult to go on that journey alone. By, taking small steps, either learning about mental health, by having joyful moments on a daily basis, it's a journey, and eventually you can get there. You can get to sustainable happiness. And as you mentioned, a community is one of the major aspects of it.
I wish you the best of luck with this. It sounds wonderful. It sounds just entirely positive. And as you seem entirely positive, it's such a pleasure talking to you. What else would you like to share with the audience before we say goodbye?
Just to wrap things up, I wanted to say, please join us. To anyone who's listening to this podcast, please join us as a member, as a volunteer, or as an advisor. Your presence could really be game-changing, and we want to improve students' lives one smile at a time. So your passion could really make that happen. So we have our Instagram as well. You can DM us. So we're on lots of places, and hopefully soon we're going to be in lots of other channels as well.
That's wonderful. Well, Rastin, best of luck with it. I hope you stay in touch with us and let us know how it's going.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so nice talking with you.
Thank you for listening to this interview from the Beyond the Bulletin podcast from the University of Waterloo. You will find our archive of full episodes on the University of Waterloo website. Select interviews are on the university's YouTube channel. Just look for our playlist there. Please join Brandon Sweet and me for new episodes, and don't forget to tell your Waterloo connections about us.